Hi, and welcome. I'm tired. I've been up all night unboxing a lot of stuff just to make a couple of videos out there while I can in the studio. And while I was doing that, it occurred to me to make this video. And this video is just talk to you, all of you tech enthusiasts like me and people who just like gadgets, and you are always looking out for the latest and the greatest and what's coming out and what's out there, and you want to upgrade your devices. You want to get the latest from Samsung, from Apple. So I did a video just talking about Samsung's unpack events and all the devices that they just launched: the Z Fold, the Z Flip, the Galaxy Watch 6 and 6 Classic, the Galaxy Tab S9, S9 Plus, S9 Ultra. You know, I did a video about that. If you have not watched it, I'll link it down below. I've unboxed the Google Pixel tablet. I've unboxed some Motorola phones here. I've unboxed an earbud from JBL. So I've done all those videos all tonight. And I'm tired. And you can see I'm with my coffee because I've not slept all night. I've not slept much. But I thought to make this video because it's important that we talk about our should I say uncontrollable, but difficult to control urge to get the latest and the greatest and the newest techs and gadgets that's out there. And this video is just for me to talk to you. And I guess if you're watching this video, you're either in the market looking for devices, or you're a tech person like me. You are excited about new gadgets coming out from all the major companies, what's up for 2023, what's coming in 2024. You're always out there. I feel that whilst that is good, we can be caught in this web where we are not getting value. We're always chasing the next best thing, and sometimes we forget that the phone in our hand is good enough for what we're doing. And that's why I did the unboxing of this Moto G phone, because this phone cost me $130. Can you believe that? $130 to buy it. I've never used the phone less than $500. It's always been like $1,000. I bought my Surface Duo 2 for almost $2,000 that I still use. That's my main phone. Because I like tech. I like the greatest. I want to see Snapdragon 8 Gen 2. I want to see 120 Hz refresh rate. I want to see all this kind of thing that sometimes we get caught in this web and we forget that there's great value at a cheaper price. Don't spend your life hard-earned income chasing tech gadgets and the latest and the greatest, and sometimes it can be a waste. So this video, I'm talking about why you should not upgrade your device now. Why you should not do it now. If your device is bad, or you don't have a device, or you use it for a couple of years, it's due for change, okay, we'll talk about that. But generally speaking, most tech enthusiasts like me, every year you are buying the latest and the greatest, you're upgrading, you're trading in. We need to stop and think that, am I getting real value for money? The tech companies like Samsung, like Motorola, like Apple, and all of them, they will make new devices every year. That's why I talk about the Samsung Unpacked event. Every year they'll make new devices. But when I talked about the video on the Unpacked event, I said there's very little upgrade going on. The devices are hardly improving drastically anymore. It's just minor changes here and there. That the previous year is still a very good deal compared to, there's nothing changing. There's the same screen. Like if you look at the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 4 to Z Fold 5, it's the same display, it's the same camera, it's the same battery, everything is the same. They just tweak a few things here and there. The phone can fold flat now. Minor changes, and everybody is dishing out $1,800 to buy it. Well, if you can afford it, great. But we need to stop and think, like, is it necessary? So the companies will make these devices every year. They'll try to get your money. That's what they'll do. They will advertise it. They'll put one or two new features, put a dynamic island on the iPhone, and talk about it as if it's some kind of great thing, and marketing and all that. And you get interested and fixated on this thing that I must get it, the latest and the greatest. But let me tell you why you should not upgrade your device this year. I have some things I wrote down in my notes, so let's just talk about it. First of all, the fact that these companies iterate new editions of the phone every year doesn't mean you have to get it. You have to think, like, if I got the one of last year, what value am I expecting to get from it? I've been using my Surface Duo for 2 years now, Surface Duo 2, almost 2 years. And I'm not done. I'm still getting good value for it. I don't even find anything in the market that gives me the productivity I get from this. So I'm not changing this, not this year. Maybe next year after 3 years, because then we'll get into that stage where maybe software support is gone and you may need to upgrade, or maybe it's broken or something. But as long as it's serving its purpose, the fact that the company that makes it wants to make a new phone every year doesn't mean I have to buy a new phone every year. I have to buy based on my need and not based on the fact that the company releases every year. That's one thing we need to remind ourselves as enthusiasts for gadgets and devices. The second thing we need to know is that devices are expensive. I bought this device for $2,000 in 2021. $2,000. If you are somebody like me who's only looking for the latest and the greatest, you are actually spending a lot of your money. Do you know that my friend was telling me that he got a fairly used car for $3,500 and I bought a phone for $2,000. My Surface Laptop Studio is $3,100. I bought it. That's the same price as a fairly used car. You spend a lot of money on gadgets and you don't know about it because you just pay $1,000 here, you trade in here, $1,500 here. By the time you aggregate what you're spending on upgrading your phones, your laptops, your smartwatch, your earbuds, put it all together in a year, and you're really spending a huge part of your income on gadgets that you don't need because you already have something in your hand that's good enough. Why upgrade when you have something good enough with you? This is the question. It's expensive. You're spending a lot of your hard-earned money on gadgets, but because you spend them instrumentally, you don't know, but you are increasing how much you're wasting, I would say, on unnecessary gadgets. So they are expensive. The third thing I want to say is that when you buy a gadget, $1,000, $2,000, whatever you buy it, it's got value in it. And if you use it for 1 year, you have not used the value. This will probably give you good value for 2 to 3 years, even more. You don't have to change it and just use 1/4 of the value that you paid for. You paid for value. Try to get that value out of it. It's like buying an expensive shirt for $200 and you wear it once and then you say, I'm not wearing it again. While it's good for that day, it's got more value than that single use. You should try to get the value out of it. That's what I'm preaching to myself, not to upgrade my gadgets every year. I used my Sony Xperia 1 for 3 full years before I gave it to my younger sister. And I'm going to use this for 3 years or maybe more. I don't know. So try to get as much value as you can from your devices. Don't just upgrade it because, there's a new one out there. So the question comes, when should you upgrade your device? When do I think you should upgrade it? When should I upgrade my device? Well, my first point here is software support. If there's not going to be any further software support and your device is going to be at risk, no security patches, no upgrade to the latest software. Sometimes you don't even need the latest software. This device is running Android 12. I don't see what I'm missing in Android 13. I mean, as a tech enthusiast, I know that there's some features in Android 13 that is not in Android 12. But in terms of my day-to-day use case, this device works absolutely for me. So only when I don't have security support or, it's coming into that place where you can't use it anymore. For example, you have a laptop and you're stuck in Windows 10 and you want to go to Windows 11, but the device is not fit to upgrade. Such kind of software limitations can lead you to say, okay, I want to upgrade my device. Okay. Secondly, when the device is bad, when it's physically bad, it's broken, it's past its lifetime, you have bad battery, it's spent, it's damaged because you've used it or you had an accident with it or something. If the device is physically bad, of course, it's time to change your device. When else should you change your device? If you are rich, if you just have all the money in the world and you can shell out all these funds every year, then by all means, indulge yourself. Make it your tech toys and upgrade as you like. But I believe I'm talking to most people who don't have unlimited income. So, yeah, if you are rich and you have all the money, too much money, change your device every time you want. The next thing you should do is change your device when you find a good trading for value. I'm always talking about value because if you paid $2,000 like me to get this, if you find a good trading after using it for 1 or 2 years and you want to trade it in for maybe $1,000, okay, maybe you've got value for the remaining $1,000, but you can buy a device for $1,500 and trade it the next year for $700. You probably have not used the value of up to half of it just because you want to get the next version, which may just be a 10% or 5% increment on spec and features, and you just want to have the latest, and you're losing value for that. So if you find a great trading, by all means do. But if you don't find it, and these companies, they know how to drag you in and make it look like it's a great trading. Do the maths, check to be sure that you're getting value for your trading. And then I want to add one more point. So upgrade your device when even if you have not gotten all the value from it, you can possibly, and this is my recommendation, find someone in your circle who's broke, who can't afford a good device, who needs a good device. Don't just because they can't afford it. I mean, they really need it. They need it for work, for productivity, to use, and they don't have. And I live in Africa, where I have a lot of people around me who don't have. That's a good time to upgrade your phone, because you can, while it's still good, while there's still value in it, you can give it out to someone. You can do good by that, and then you can upgrade. Okay, so that's also value, because you are adding value to someone else's life. So I bought this Motorola phone, like I said, the Motorola G Stylus 2022. It's a very good phone. I'm amazed. It goes for $300 US, and during Prime Day last 2 weeks, I got it for $130 US. It was amazing. I don't need it, but I bought 3 because I want to give it out to people around me who need a phone. People who need a phone. I bought a couple. I'm going to do one giveaway here on the channel, but the other 2 I'm going to give to people I know who don't have a good phone, or who don't have a phone at all, and who can afford it. You can do that. You can decide to upgrade your phone. Sometimes my second phone I use, this is my second phone, sometimes I don't use it for long, because I find someone who doesn't have a phone and I can give it to them, and then I buy another one, because I can afford it. I'm a tech enthusiast. I need these phones to come into the studio so I can make reviews on them, test them, and give you my feedback. So because I want to do that, and I can do that, I can give out my phone to someone else who needs it, and then I can buy another one. That's because that works with my lifestyle and the fact that I'm a YouTuber, a tech YouTuber. So if you can afford it, and you can find someone around you who doesn't have a good phone, who needs a good phone, I would advise, by all means, give it out. Don't just trade and upgrade just because you are driven by this appetite to have the latest and the greatest. Find a way to also use your tech appetite to help someone, to reach out to people who can't really afford this latest and greatest tech, or any tech at all. You can go through that route and be a blessing to people. So I would say, when you find someone like that and you can afford to buy a new one, that's a good time to upgrade your phone. Otherwise, when it's out of support, when it's damaged, the battery life is bad, when you have a good trade-in, these are good time. But don't just upgrade your phone because every year is there. I'm tempted. I like tech, so I'm tempted to always want to upgrade my laptop, my tablets, my phones, my wristwatch, my earbuds, my glasses. These are smart glasses. All my tech devices. When I find a new one out there, I'm tempted to want to upgrade. But I've learned to take the time and do the research. Is it necessary? I mean, am I getting good value in this upgrade? And even my current device, is it meeting my need? Am I okay with it? Do I really need to upgrade this device? I remind myself of that, and I'm trying. I'm not perfect on that. So I thought to make this video to also remind you that you can be more prudent with your hard-earned resources, and you can be a blessing to someone else if you really need to upgrade. But always just stop and think of how much value have you gotten from your current device. Is it worth an upgrade? And is the upgrade worth the price that you're paying for it? That's my little take on devices and how we are driven by tech to want to always upgrade our devices. I hope you learned something. I hope you like something. But I want to hear what you think. Do you think this is all rubbish? I just buy the latest and greatest every year. Do you have something you've learned about how you upgrade your phone? Do you have a way you discipline yourself from this urge and appetite to get the latest and the greatest? Please leave a comment. Tell me what you think. Let's get into the comment section and let's talk about this. I like the subject. I want us to talk about it. So if you're interested, join in the comment section and let's talk about it. Please subscribe to the channel if you are not. Ding the notification bell if you want to know when we have new videos. And thank you for watching, and see you in the next one.